Okay, so in this video about quant, I want to check out this move down right in here and answer a very important question, and it's this. Can we say that this was actually it and probably our move down ended and we can get from here a huge move on the upside, or maybe something else is going to be in play? So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you are having a great time with your family and loved ones. And before we talk about what is happening in here, I need to tell you that today I'm putting a market update video out for my members, and I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and check out different scenarios and what might be the next possible move for BTC and also a lot of odds. So if you want to have access to those informations, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Let's get on with our video. So if you remember, the last time that we talked about quant, I believe we were somewhere around these areas, and I was saying, look, this can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, and what's going to happen after a 5 wave? A move on the upside, probably in form of a correction and structure. That's why in here I said we're going to have a move up, and the likely target for it can be somewhere around this area between $115 to about $117, which is a very important. I think it was H1 time frame gap that was created as a result of this move down in here being a bit too fast. So what happened? We did get a move up, but we only reached to about the $110 area, and followed by that we got another move down, and in it we actually took all these lows. So the question is, can we argue that our move down in QNT is over? In my opinion, yes, we can say maybe our move down is over, but for now, that is not going to be my primary case. Why is that? Let's just go around here. Okay. You see, in terms of Elliott waves, if you want to argue that the bottom is in, and we're gonna have our final bottom around here, okay, off of the lowest low, you must be able to find a 5 wave impulsive structure up. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4 and any kind of impulse. Wave 3 should not be the smallest wave, and for our subwaves, go 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. Let's change the colors to red. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different scenarios. Let's say ABC into wave 4 and a WXY structure into wave 2. Understood? Okay, let's go on the live chart and see what is going on. And let's just real quick hide everything. Okay, as you can see, the lowest low is all the way down here about, let's say, $94.50. Now, what do we have off of this point? I'm going to argue, because in this move on the downside in QNT, we have actually taken this low. This means that probably this move up and also this one are indeed from the same degree, and it means there's a good chance in QNT we are having an ABC on the upside in form of a zigzag and not an impulsive structure. So what's the message in here? The message is probably in quant we are going to get a move down in order to take this low down here about, let's say, $94.50. And did we do that in this move? As you can see, definitely not yet. That's why, according to my primary scenario, we might be still bearish, and there is a chance that soon we may see another move down in QNT. But does this mean that from here we're going to get a move down? Yes, we can do that. However, I'm going to argue probably not. And from here, again, I'm expecting that move up that we talked about in the previous video in order to reach to at least somewhere between $115 to about $117. And here's a very important point. Now I'm gonna say that instead of this thing to about this point being a 5 wave down, in here we actually had potentially an A, B, C in form of a flat structure into our wave 4, and this is our wave 5. And what's gonna happen after a 5 wave down? You know what? A move on the upside. Now, if this move is going to be a slow and choppy move up, something like this, then okay, at that point we are going to say this is 5 down, correction up, and what's going to happen after it? Probably a continuation of the move down. On the other hand, if this is going to be a very strong move on the upside in form of, you know it, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fair enough. At that point, I'm going to change my short-term scenario a bit and tell you maybe indeed we are in here bullish and the bottom can actually be in. The point that I'm trying to make is this. In the short term, for the next couple of days in QNT, there's a good chance that we're going to get a move on the upside, but that move itself doesn't really matter to me. What really matters is the shape of it. If it's going to be a correction, it's probably not a good sign. If it's going to be an impulse, it's actually going to be a fantastic sign. Now, why do I say probably from here we're going to get a move up? Well, let's go on weekly time frame first and check out indicators, zoom in more and see what is happening. Okay, so as you can see in stock RSI, we are still having a sell signal. However, in MACD, we are still having this buy signal. So what's the message? The general trend because of the MACD is bullish, but if you want to be optimistic with a lot more confidence and you want to say that the bottom is in, you need to wait a bit more and see also in here a buy signal in stock RSI. And in daily time frame, what do we have? Okay, this is a sell signal in MACD and stock RSI at the same time, which is not a good sign. So again, if you want to be optimistic, wait a bit more and see in both of these indicators, at least in daily time frame, buy signals at the same time. Now, this is the key. Let's go on H1 time frame, zoom out a bit more. Okay, let's actually hide this one. There we go. So what do we have in here? This is a low, the other one is a lower low. However, in MACD, we are having a low, the other one is a higher low. So this is actually a bullish divergence in MACD on H1 time frame, and here are the lines for it. Now, this divergence gets much more important when you check out also H4 time frame. And what do we have? Once more in here, we are seeing a bullish divergence, and the fact that in the current candlestick we are getting a buy signal, in my opinion, can be definitely a good sign, suggesting this is actually the move up that we all expect. So let's have our final conclusion and wrap up today's video. In QNT, for now at least, I can tell you, as long as we're not taking this low, I'm not really going to start thinking about opening some long positions in this area. And if we do actually soon get a move down and take this low and potentially maybe even go to somewhere around this very important region, let's say between $80 to $85, at that point you can definitely have a solid argument for opening some beautiful long positions, because the risk to reward ratio at that point is going to make perfect sense. And if you're going to go long in here, your stop loss is going to be naturally under the lowest low down here, about $55, which means you're going to have a $30 stop loss. And what's going to be your target? The bare minimum one is going to be around the highest high in this region, about $175. So you are having basically a $30 stop loss, however, about a $90 target. And this means that your risk to reward ratio is about 1 to 3. That's why I want to argue that in here, going long in QNT will make the most sense. However, right now, based on what I'm seeing, I'm going to argue we shouldn't really be jumping into any kind of unnecessary bullish conclusion. Sure, because in here we are having a bullish divergence, and this also seems like a complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. We can argue that in the short term, we're going to get a move on the upside. However, there are some very important uncertainties about this move and whether it's going to be an impulse or maybe a correction. We cannot really say that with absolute certainty, at least for now. So here is my suggestion. Let's wait a bit more and see this move upcoming, which I do believe a lucky target for it is going to be filling that H1 time frame gap, which was created as a result of this move down being a bit too fast. And then we are going to check out the structures of this move. If it's going to be an impulse, fantastic, maybe the bottom is in. If it's going to be a correction, it is not going to be a good sign. And at that point, we are actually going to unfortunately be bearish and say probably soon in QNT, we're going to get some more moves on the downside. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Quant's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.